Hi, my name is Denny Bonowitz here at the Edge Sports Performance Facility here in Keller, Texas. We're going to go through squat technique today to help you guys do a little bit better form on things and help the form be correct on squats. Squats get a bad rap because they're bad on your back and they're bad on your knees, and they are if you do them wrong. If you do them right, they're one of the best exercises that you can do for your lower body. Squats, again, are a universal lift. Again, people do them wrong a lot, so we're here to help you see the right way to do squats. Starting off, you want to make sure the bar, for most people, you want to make sure the bar is right about chest level. If it gets higher than that, it's hard to get underneath. If it's too low, you actually got to get an extra rep in there to get underneath and get it. So you want to make the bar about chest or shoulder height here. Chest and shoulder height. Now the first thing we're going to go over is the grip. This is approximately on most standard bars. There's two little rings, little grip rings there. They are approximately 32 inches apart. For most people, what I have them do is take their index finger and place it on the rings. Okay. So you take your index finger, place it on the rings. So now I got a nice even grip at the start of the movement. A lot of times people get underneath the bar and they grip it wrong, so it's off kilter, it's heavier on one side, thus again promoting some lower back issues. So you're going to get an even grip. That's step one. Step two now, I'm going to step under the bar and get a bar placement on my back, on the top part of my shoulders. I'm going to show you the wrong way first, and then the right way. The wrong way, a lot of people will get up here and they'll get a high bar squat like this, up high on the neck. Okay? There's not a lot of stability up here. It's on about a 4-inch area, just a little pinnacle on my knee, on my neck here, and so it teeters a lot. Again, a lot of problems on the lower back, up high like this. So what we're going to teach you how to do is do a low bar placement where it goes below the traps and between the shoulder blades, right here in this area. So on the rear delts and on the traps. Again, there's the high bar the wrong way. This is a low bar squat. Now the problem with the low bar squat is that it feels like it's ripping your shoulder blades out of their sockets. Okay? You've got to teach the individuals or the athletes how to get their elbows up like this so it's locked in. Now it's secure. It's on a table up there. It's covering 16 to 20 inches now as opposed to the 4 inches up high on my neck. It takes some getting used to and some flexibility to develop this bar placement, but it'll come. Now, that's station number 2 there. I got the bar placement. Now, number 3, you got to get your feet right. You've got different stances here. You've got a narrow stance, you've got the wide stance, or your more conventional stance. On the stances, what we like to do is we like to have our toes straight ahead. Watch out for this duck stuff. Okay, you don't want your feet spread out here like this. Make sure they're even. For most people, when they first start, what we try to do is go somewhere just outside shoulders. Outside shoulder width, toes are pretty straight on this. I am going to lead, the first thing you do, the first movement or the first bend on a squat is with your hips, not your knees. If I squat here, that's why squats get a bad rap. If I do this, my knees have already got too much torque on them, too much pressure. It's bad on your knees, and it'll also go up into your back. So we're going to push our hips back first. Like we always say, we kick the door shut with our rear end. So I'm kicking the door shut. Kick the door shut back there. Now my hips are back. Now I start to descend in the squat. Push it back, descend. Keep your back nice and flat. Now if you get a shot of my feet down here, coach, the weight is on the outside of my foot and on my heels. It is not up and in on my toes. Okay, so my hips are back. I'm exaggerating my feet here. Your feet are going to stay flat. And then I come back up. So it's hips. I'm going to do a few reps here so you can see this. Push your hips back. I'm going kind of in slow motion. Back up. Just down to about parallel and back up. My knees will never drift over my toes. Once my knees are over my toes, that is bad form. Push your hips back. My knees are out. Almost like I'm sitting on a horse. I'm going to be here like this. My knees are actually going to flare outward. So I'm here like this. My knees will start to flare out. Let my abdominal wall go down in between my knees. Just like this. And I'm kind of exaggerating with my feet, but we're putting out here like that. And that's the form on the squats as far as getting parallel, pushing your hips back, helping you to get parallel, and then standing back up. When you rack the bar, make sure somebody helps you. Spots, we'll talk about that in a second. But get back into the rack, release the bar, don't release the bar early. Big key where people get hurt is when they pick the bar up and when they set the bar down. When you pick the bar up, make sure you use both feet to pick it up like a squat. Don't get in there like you're doing a lunge and try to pick it up. It's all on your back. Put it back the same way. When you get back in here, release it down with both legs. Don't lean into it like you're doing a lunge. The spots on this. When we spot somebody, when a guy's spotting a guy or a male is squatting, you're going to spot him underneath the chest. You're going to come in under behind him and help him up this way. When a lady is squatting or one of the girl athletes, you're going to spot what we call the W. There's a little W between their arms. You're going to put your hand right there and kind of spot the bar. If you have spotters on the sides, never ever have one person pick up and the other one pick up. They should spot together. You should have the head spotter behind them say, take it. Then they can all three grab it. There's nothing worse than getting 400 or 500 pounds on your back. You get down here like this and somebody grabs one side. Bad on your back, bad on your knees. So it can be blamed on the spotter as well. So spotters, be careful. But that's the basics on the spots, and that's the basic on the squats. And again, this is Denny at the Edge Sports Performance. If you have any questions, you can call us at our number down at the bottom of the screen, or our website is www.edge-sp.com.